Dude, and my brother and I, we were blessed to have the opportunity to be there in person. That place was electric. I'm so excited for this game.
The loudest atmosphere I've ever been a part of.
Nah, that's great. And I can't wait for you to guys talk a little bit more about that later on in the show. And Jackson, we got you, the man behind the board, making us all sound great. What's up, dude?
I'm excited for this Braves and Phillies game. Even though my Cardinals are not in the playoffs, I do predict the Phillies to still win. But, it's a toss-up. I feel like it's going to Game 5, 50-50.
You know what? That's okay. Sometimes it's fine to have terrible takes on this show. I mean, it's all good. I mean, you think the Philadelphia Phillies are going to win this playoff series. You also thought that Kentucky was going to beat Georgia, and Georgia ended up steamrolling your team. So
we're going to get on to that a little later.
If you want to.
Notice the disappointment in his voice when he said that.
Yeah, I know. It's really showing. All right. Well, with all that being said, it is time to get into this show. Okay, so speaking of Game 2, look, it was an amazing game, and it was just a high as a Braves sports fan, right? I mean, you're feeling on top of the world. I mean, Michael Harris made that amazing leaping catch at the wall, and Austin Riley being able to make that play to get Bryce Harper doubled up. It was incredible, right? But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go back to Game 1 to talk about this controversy thing that I have going on, because in Game 1 there was a call, right, that changed the entire mode of the game. I don't think it would have changed the outcome at all. I still think the Braves offense was so cold that night that there was nothing we could really do. But JT Realmuto was up to bat, and there was a catcher's interference call to where when he swung and hit a foul ball, they said that Sean Murphy's mitt made contact with JT Realmuto's swing and made him with his bat. And there were videos that showed in the park. There were videos that have been circulating online, and it just looked like the bat didn't even come anywhere near the mitt. And then there have been other videos that have come forth, and they're like, maybe you can't see the bat hit the mitt, but there have been sounds to where like you can actually hear the bat kind of hit the mitt just a little bit, right? So whether you think so or not, here's my thing. After that happened and the video showed on Truist Park's screen, the Braves fans went nuts because the call didn't get overturned, and they were very upset. So what's their response to getting upset? They don't boo. Okay, they're not sitting there like trash talking the amps. No, they take their beer cans and they take their hot dogs and whatever else they have in their hands and they throw it on the field. Now look, I understand being upset. I've been in your shoes before. I have been to playoff games to where our team is just getting demolished. But please, don't throw stuff on the field, man. You're endangering our players at that point. Like, what if one of those beer bottles just ended up hitting Acuna in the outfield? Like, just be smarter than that. Please, I'm begging you. That is not how I want Atlanta fans to be represented.
And you know what? And what really aggravated me the most about watching that is because we were playing the Philadelphia Phillies in Atlanta. We were not in Philadelphia. That is what Philadelphia fans do. That is what they are known for. We gotta be better than that. We gotta be the standard, you know. And it really brought me flashbacks to the 2012 wild card game. If any of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, dude.
I feel like I should have to explain.
No. I still have nightmares about that game.
I feel like I should have to explain. But you know what I mean? And you know, yes, the call, very controversial. Me watching it at home, seeing the replays, I didn't see anything. I think Sean Murphy's reaction after the fact
that's what told the
may have
story.
sold it to the ump. Because he looked frustrated as if he was like, man, I was caught in the act.
Man.
Not really like frustrated that the call was on him, but that, hey, they caught me, I did it.
I think it actually did nick his glove because he didn't argue. Like, he wasn't sitting there upset about the call. Like, he didn't argue. He just put his mask down and been like, well, like it is what it is. Like, it's a third run scored.
Don't you think that Brian Snaker maybe would have made the argument himself, or maybe, you know, just somebody in the dugout would have argued with the ump, but nobody said a word. I mean, they just let it happen.
And a night where our offense was so cold, in that moment, to prevent any more runs to Philadelphia, absolutely Snaker would have went out there and lost his mind. But the fact that he didn't, I think the umps did make the right call. But either way, fans didn't like it. You can show your aggravation, but have some class, you know?
And anyone that watched the game last night, I think we got fair revenge on JT Realmuto, thanks to Michael Harris.
Fair enough. Hey, all right, Chase, you were talking about it earlier. What about this turf thing that you've got for this segment?
NFL executives. I know you listen to the show.
Sure you do. Yes.
Hey,
they're
everybody.
they are very much fans of Sports
Hey,
Out of
everybody
Pocket.
out there.
Shout out to Mark Davis, Raiders GM.
And your haircut, I love it. But I gotta let you know, why in the world are artificial turf still a thing? Now, when it first, everybody, artificial turf was big, I didn't care. Nobody cared because it was cool. It was nice. You know, it's less work. You don't have to worry about watering the grass, taking care of it. But here's the thing. We have players going down like flies left and right. Like, just to name a few, Aaron Rodgers. He sat in the darkness in Southern Oregon for 4 days just to play 4 plays for the New York Jets thanks to artificial turf. Who else got injured? Oh, the Bills star linebacker, Matt Milano. He had surgery on his leg now. I think, was it a broken leg? Right? I think it's season-ending broken leg injury thanks to artificial turf. Who else? Travis Kelce against the Vikings tweaked that ankle, got everybody scared. He came back and scored a touchdown. But regardless, that would have happened if it wasn't for artificial turf.
Not mentioning Justin Jefferson, David A.
Absolutely. I mean, that was just to name a few. It's like, NFL, the Cardinals can do it. They have an indoor stadium, but their grass field retracts outside to get some sun. Then it comes in before game day. Like, there's solutions.
The technology is out there.
Absolutely. And I mean, the Buffalo Bills in their new Highmark Stadium in 2026, they're getting grass field. So the answers are out there. Just cut it off completely.
Yeah, no, 100%. It needs to be addressed because when you're talking about your players that are getting hurt because of this artificial turf that you are trying to regulate in the NFL, that's a problem. That is an issue. I mean, it was the Bills that were playing in London that were like, the artificial turf was messing us up the entire game. There were people slipping. There were people that just couldn't get the right footing to throw a pass off. It needs to be addressed, and it needs to there needs to be a solution involved. All right, Jackson, what's up?
So for my controversy, we're going to talk about some fines. We got Tyreek Hill, who was fined $7,000
For not wearing socks. That is the dumbest fine I've ever seen in my life, dude.
That was hilarious. I have no words.
And we also got George Kittle for wearing an explicit word, and then it said Dallas, getting fined $10,000 for that. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Listen, dude. I told you this before the show went off air. When you're talking about what was it, $10,000? $10,000 to us is like that's tripling all of our bank accounts.
That's like taking $5 out of Bill Gates' wallet, maybe.
That's like, no, genuinely, it's like you're talking about NFL players that are making millions of dollars, and especially George Kittle, who has a pretty good contract that he has.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy,
He's like, take it. Take it. It was worth it. That's kind of what his insight is now. I think it's kind of dumb what he did, like the shirt that was kind of not just stop being showboaty. Like, stop trying to get famous. Stop trying to get a clip for Instagram, for social media. Just play your game. You guys are one of the top teams in the NFL. Just focus on trying to win a Super Bowl. You guys have San Francisco 49ers have the talent to make it to the Super Bowl this year. Focus on your game. Focus on playing the game and stop trying to do all of this stuff where you're trying to agonize or antagonize all the other teams.
Honestly, though, I stand with him, though. Hate Dallas.
I do hate Dallas.
Listen, dude.
No.
You're speaking to the choir
fan
on that
base,
one.
the
Dallas
fan- and
Cowboys.
I'm sorry
no
if there's
thanks.
any Cowboy fans listening to this. I have
not.
the Cowboy hat on, but for a different reason. We'll get in that later. But not that reason. Anyways, but I cannot stand that fan base. Because they're not America's team anymore. They're not. They're overruled. They're overtaken. The 49ers, so much better. So respect to George Kittle.
All right, well, we are going to go into a quick break. When we come back, we are going to get into our new segment, The Lottery, and an update on how all of our fantasy teams are doing.
And Andrew.
Okay. What is up, everybody that's on either YouTube or Twitch? Speak up in the chat, man. What do you guys like? What are some things you feel like we need to be talking
Hey,
about?
talk about the Braves game. We
I
have
mean,
it
yeah,
right in
everybody's
front of
on
us.
first
What is
right now?
everybody's predictions for the Braves-Phillies game tonight?
Braves win. Hey,
Aaron
listen.
Nola on the mound for the Phillies and Bryce Elder on the
Braves
mound for
take
the...
this game by a score of 6-2. I do not trust Aaron Nola. He's out of his prime. He's
Uh-oh.
inconsistent.
Uh-oh, that's a
He's
hit.
given up
That's
a
a
lot of
hit.
home runs. And Matt Olson just got an infield single.
First and
ladies
second,
gents.
baby. Let's go. Speak it up, man. Can I get some Go Braves in the chat real quick?
I know you're
if
out
anybody's
there.
Go
listening.
Phillies! Everybody,
Go Braves!
Phillies!
You're a Cardinals fan, dude. You can't be saying
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Hey, there we go.
Hey,
There we go.
I got 9 more fingers. I got 9 more fingers to occupy. 9 years into the future, I want to revisit this and just
All of them. Let's have all of them filled.
All of them filled up.
All of them filled.
Give me some on my toes.
57
Why not?
seconds.
Tomahawk chop, baby.
I'm not gonna do
Tomahawk
it.
chop.
Come on.
You know
all
what?
right,
You
Big
know what?
Ozuna.
You know what? Just 'cause
Come
All
on,
right.
Big Ben. Don't be at
It
top
looks like
off.
we're about to go back on air really just shortly.
40 seconds.
40 seconds. So
I want to see Ozuna hit a 3-run
keep
dinger.
tuning in. I hope you guys are
Yeah.
enjoying it.
3-run dinger before we go back.
And stay tuned.
Hey, we
y'all
got some
don't wanna
fantasy
miss
football.
that fantasy.
You don't want to
Y'all
miss
definitely
fantasy
do not
football.
wanna- you wanna miss
Fantasy
the
football is
fantasy.
going to be nice.
Good eye.
All right, we're back. I'm sorry, my hypeness just went down a little bit. Marcell Ozuna just looked at a strike 3, right on the corner, and we left first and second
Nothing
with 2
good.
outs. Nothing good, but hey, that's all right. It is time to talk about the teams that we are high on and the teams that we are low on. And I'm going to start this off by talking about one of the teams that I'm low on, a Christian. We got Christian coming back for this segment.
What's going on, you guys? It's nice to be back.
Okay, look, Christian, dude, what happened to the Packers on Monday night, my man? I mean, dude, I was high on them. Like
I was too.
Jordan Love was looking good.
Oh, I was high
Christian
already.
Watson's coming. Christian Watson is back. Like, he has the other receiver. I mean, I was thinking, hey, they're gonna go into Vegas, they're gonna handle their business, they're gonna win. And Jordan Love, what did he do? 3 picks?
You know, I'm going to be honest. Me and Steven, we talked before the game because he was really counting. I know we're going to get into this later. He was counting on that Green Bay Packers run defense. And I told you. I said, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, the Packers, their defensive coordinator, they have the defensive coordinator of the 0-16 Lions. And when you as a GM, you pick the worst team of all time and take that defensive coordinator, this is what you get. He put our 260-pound, 6'4" linebacker on Devontae Adams. Man coverage. I couldn't believe it. Well, I could believe it, but, you know, it just – he needs to go.
Again, we will talk about that later because I was banking on your run defense to at least help me out a little bit.
Wasn't
But what just ticked me off is that, like, Devontae Adams caught a pass at the 5-yard line, and then he got stuffed at the 2, and then I was like, okay, well, there goes Josh Jacobs running into the end zone. But like I said, all of that, we'll get that in a later more into detail. But okay, so yes, I'm low on this. I'm low on the Packers for the rest of the season. I don't think it's going to get any better from here. I think Jordan Love is going to have some good performances here. I think as a future quarterback, I think he's going to find his mojo.
He's
and
going to.
And he's going to get better. But as of right now, I just don't think the pieces are there for the Packers.
Yeah.
And that's tough because you lost Aaron Rodgers, and that's a tough recovery process when you're losing one of the best quarterbacks of all time. So it's completely understandable where they are right now. But dude, that game on Monday was just embarrassing.
It was bad.
It was.
But how about a team that I'm high on? And here's the thing: I'm not high on him for this season. I want to take stock into the Houston Texans.
Okay.
Not because of, like, listen, C.J. Stroud is having a great rookie season right now. He is looking like he is going to be a quarterback that is going to solidify his name into one of the greats in the future. So as a future team, especially, they also got Will Anderson that's performing well in his rookie season. As a team, I think I want to take stock in the Houston Texans to be successful. Not this year. This year's, they're still trying to feel out some processes. But in the future, a couple more pickups, maybe some free agency signings. They got their money right. I think the Houston Texans are going to be a team that is going to have success within the next 3 or 4 seasons. Count on it.
I am also high on the Houston Texans. I mean, the Jaguars have been struggling recently, and the Colts lost Anthony Richardson for the next 4 weeks. Titans are irrelevant besides Derrick Henry. Nico Collins is having a breakout season. So, Steven, I definitely agree with you. High on the Texans.
Don't forget that C.J. Stroud is still yet to throw an interception.
That's insane.
He broke the NFL record for most pass attempts without an NFL or an interception. And him and Schultz have been a really nice pair. I've been
Great
really
connection.
impressed with that deal. I mean, him and Schultz tore up the Falcons secondary. Pretty much the only way they were able to consistently drive it down the field.
Real quick, one thing I also want to give, and I had to look it up because I had to remember some names, but I will say I'm also high on Robert Woods and Tank Dell. The young receiving crew has came to play.
Yes.
They have came to play, and they're
Good
really
take,
balling
good
out of their
take.
minds. So I do like what I'm seeing. The offensive line is not as bad as we thought it would be, and it's nothing compared to last year. So they did spend some great picks. But I love what I see. The defense is stepping up. They're rallying behind the young quarterback. That's what you like to see.
Hey, can I throw a receiver out there? I'm gonna read these stats, and I want y'all to answer this question. Okay. 15 receptions for 192 yards with an average of 13 yards per reception with 3 touchdowns. Now, does that sound like 2023 Jamar Chase or 2021 Jamar Chase?
2023.
Because that was 2021 Jamar Chase back in this year. And I'm telling you, the Cincinnati Bengals, I've been saying it. Now, they started 0-2 in the previous 2 seasons, won the AFC Championship, won the playoffs the previous season. This year, they got off to a little bit of a worse start. But I'm telling you, dude, that offense is still there. Joe Mixon, he's still starting to get back in his game. But Jamar Chase is back in full effect. Joe, and you heard, I don't know if y'all heard what he said after the Titans game. I can't say it on air, but he basically looked at the reporter and said, I'm always, bleeping open. And y'all can fill in the blank. And Joe Burrow listened because he found him in that game against the Cardinals. And guess what? He was always open. So, listen, I think that's going to be a theme for the rest of the season is just find your number one receiver. He is still one of the top receivers in the NFL, and you got to utilize him if you want to win games.
Jackson, I know you said that you were high on the Houston Texans. Do you have somebody that you're low on or a team that you're low on?
Yeah, I'm kind of low on Jonathan Taylor. I mean,
that was a rough game back.
Give him a break, buddy.
But he did come
give
off
him
of
a
an
break.
injury.
No, the reason why I'm low on Jonathan Taylor is I have him on my fantasy team. This
Good
isn't
segue.
why.
Good
this
segue.
Isn't why. Yeah, this isn't why. But he scored me 4.4 points. Zach Moss had an amazing game, 103 rushing yards, and they're looking like Jonathan Taylor's going to ease his way back into this season. But, I'd start Zach Moss for right
I don't
now.
want to, jump into fantasy too early, but why are you complaining, buddy? We'll talk about it later. But I don't want to hear you complain even a little bit, Jackson. You
Not this
stay
week.
Right over there.
Not this week. You
by
need to
the
be
board.
hyped this week, Jackson. That was one of the greatest wins.
I know.
But with that all being said, let's get into that fantasy conversation. All right, let's get this started off right now. Jackson, I know you're hype, and you'll get your chance to sit here and celebrate for your incredible victory. Your team performed amazing this week, but we just gotta have a moment of silence for my team. The Slamberts are no longer defeated. We had to take an L thanks to Josh Jacobs running it into the end zone against that Green Bay run defense. Man, like I told you earlier, Devontae Adams caught a pass at the 5-yard line. I was thinking he's going to run it into the end zone, but then the Green Bay Packers came in and stuffed him at the 2. And then as soon as that happened, I was like, what's going to be the obvious choice to do? They're not going to pull a Seattle in the Super Bowl. They're going to hand it off to their running back, and they're going to run it into the end zone, and that's what they did.
Too bad Pete Carroll wasn't their head coach, man. Or you may have had a
May
shot.
have. I may have had a shot because then, yeah, they hand it to Jimmy G and try and throw it to Devontae from the 2-yard line. But no, they handed it to Josh Jacobs, and then as soon as that happened, it was ball game. Miles took the victory this week. I lost 109 to 107. Nothing you can do. I had my 2 top receivers, Keenan Allen and Chris Godwin, out for this week, or for last week, and I tried to do my best. I got Tank Dell and Tutu Atwell to replace them, and
I sent them. Just throw it out there. We had a great
great deal. Great deal.
A lot
I
of
sent you
great
Jordan
deals
Love.
happened this week, but dude, my heart broke for you. But no, I take that back because I didn't feel too bad for anybody who lost this week because my boy Christian over here. Let me take the ring off. Let me shake hands. It's not my honor, but it is my duty to recognize greatness. Lamar Jackson, buddy.
Oh.
Before this week alone, he was coming off 2 straight 25-plus points performance, and he was playing Brendan, the sports director of Sports Pack, his Pittsburgh Steelers. So he was all up on, how good, the Steelers defense has been, which they have been, they're always great with, TJ Watt on the line, he's always a threat. But goodness gracious, when TJ Watt swatted the ball or ripped the ball from Lamar Jackson, I was crushed. Because on top of all that, James Conner led the game early. James Conner, one of my more consistent, I'd call him my running back 1. Now DeAndre Swift is off my team. He was out. So I was like, somebody's got to pick up the slack. Surely Joe Mixon finally wakes up. 13 points, it's very mid. I don't
In a trade
need
from
mid.
me.
But Brandon Ayuk, if you want to talk about what the 49ers did to the damn boys, the Cowboys, George Kittle was getting receptions. Screw it, even Brock Purdy, he had an amazing game, but why weren't you throwing to Brandon Ayuk, man? He's good. He's good. Utilize him. If you want to, really display how much you hate the Cowboys, then use Ayuk to add more points. I need it, man.
It's tough to talk about the passing attack when it comes to the 49ers when you have the best running back in the league. And, that running attack is nasty when it comes to Christian McCaffrey.
He's all right. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh, he's all right. Yeah. Only gets about 40 points in fantasy every week.
I'm just salty. That's all it is. But, Christian, tell me how it went down.
It was a great game. I ended up, you
killed him.
It was a heavyweight matchup.
Great game for you,
know
buddy.
what I mean? But, Jamar came back. And,
did he?
honestly, it was funny because if we had made that trade that I was going to make with you the week before, I probably would have lost.
Oh, I know it.
Because you would have had Kirk. I would have had Jalen Waller. Jalen Waller could have played a little bit.
Don't think I wasn't thinking about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and James Conner's injured now. I was going to take James Conner. He was going to have Kenneth Walker. So he was going to have a team.
Yeah.
But we ended up not making the trade. Blame Brendan, but we'll be Ray for that. But,
Fair enough.
Yeah, I ended up winning. Jamar Chase came to play. He's off the house. If any of you guys watch it, he's off. I'm not getting rid of Jamar Chase. But Ramondre Stevenson's on for anybody
Hey,
else.
that's tough.
Just
man.
throwing it out there.
Pass.
We almost did have a deal when it came to Keenan Allen and David Montgomery for Jamar Chase, but talks fell through. That's a smart choice, keeping Jamar Chase.
David Montgomery's been playing really good lately,
Unbelievable.
too.
Dude, I think I have one of the best running back duos in the league.
I
when
agree.
It comes,
And I
Isaiah
didn't-
Pacheco and David Montgomery.
I didn't expect it, but
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Okay. Jackson,
Go ahead, dude.
tell us about this week, man.
I'm going to channel my inner Brendan Willoughby Ray from Sports Pack.
You gotta look at the camera. You gotta look at the camera.
Y'all disrespected my team.
The Baskin Robbins.
I am 3-2.
How many
Shout out to DJ Moore.
I'm
Y'all called me the worst GM in the league.
because you are.
You are.
I scored 197 points against Brendan Willoughby Ray.
Do you wanna make-
Shout out to DJ Moore.
It was all
I
true.
want to give y'all a quick quote by Jonah Hill.
Oh my god.
Oh, Lord.
I know what this is.
It's always better to shock people and change people's expectations than to give them exactly what they think you can do. Shout out to DJ Moore. Shout out to Breece Hall, scored me 27 points. Adam Thielen. I mean, Jonathan Taylor scored me like 4 points, but I got to face Steven this week. I don't think I'm going to win, but, any given Sunday. Any given Sunday.
My top 2 receivers are back. Keenan Allen and Chris Godwin are back in the starting lineup. We got David Montgomery going up. Man, Isaiah Pacheco is playing against that Chicago defense. Patrick Mahomes is playing against that Chicago defense on Thursday. I am built for this week to have a lot of success. I am at least expecting 140 for my team. I know I'm projected to go 134. No, bump that. I think my team is going 145 points this week. And Jackson, I'm sorry, buddy, you're getting spanked.
You can't let this win
hey,
go to your
hey,
head like
hey,
Kentucky
hey,
let
hey,
Florida
hey.
go to their head, buddy. I know your inner Kentucky's coming out of you, buddy. But you're gonna get sit back down to reality, okay? It's okay. You won, and I'm proud of you, dude. I am. I'm a fan. I'm glad you beat Brennan.
You know
I'm
what?
glad you
Here's-
showed
here,
up.
wait, you
let's-
know
hey,
what?
let's all give 2 seconds to. We'll give you a little round of applause because
No.
I didn't think anybody was going to beat Brennan.
I'll
this
give him
week.
one clap.
I'll give you a little.
I appreciate the support.
Wait, real quick. You know, he said that you were proud of him. Well, speak for yourself. I'm not. It was a fluke. I will say that straight up. It was a fluke. You're not beating anybody else. You're lucky you had that one win. Enjoy it when you have it, and you won't beat me. I will say it right now. You will not beat me whenever our next matchup is. I will beat you.
You've had more name changes than you have wins this season, buddy.
And that's unfortunate.
And it's facts. And that is facts.
Let me say something real quick. Christian, the only reason you beat me week 2 is because Nick Chubb was injured.
And
so I should be 4-1.
And who talked about being 4-0 and ran their mouth the whole season beforehand?
As
Before their
it is
team
true.
happened
That
to
is
work.
true. That's my bad. That's my mistake.
As the great quote, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is
and best
a win.
believe, I hate when any player gets injured. But the face that I made when I looked at my phone and saw that Nick Chubb got injured and Jackson came to me crying, texting, oh, that was a great face.
And then on top of that, the next week, Mike Williams, who he
Oh, yeah.
also had on his team, got hurt as well.
and let's not even talk about Derek Carr. He picked up Derek Carr for one day and he gets hurt.
You should have heard me on the phone. We were on the phone call during the Thursday night football game between the Bears and the Commanders.
Oh, yes.
And this man right here, he believed from the moment DJ Moore scored his first touchdown that he was beating Brendan, and I called him crazy. I really did.
49 points.
But when he put up 49 points, and I saw the negative,
saw it.
2, -3 points,
It
because
was
he had
the
the
first
Commanders
time that
defense in.
Brendan had ever been projected to lose. He was projected to lose 49-51.
Yeah.
Okay, but isn't it kind of stupid that at the same time, Jackson was up like 49 to -3, and Brennan still had a 50% chance of winning? Like that math wasn't mathing for me. But I guess that just goes to show how good he is, because Brennan is still the top team in the league.
Yes.
Let's make no
Yes.
mistake.
Even with Justin Jefferson out and David A. Chain out, he still has a top team in the league. And
But
that's ridiculous.
Our Week 10 matchup, Brendan will lose again to my team. He's got so many people injured. You know, all of my players, my team's at full strength. It will be a show for the watching. We'll let you know how it
All right,
goes.
real quick, we don't have a lot of time on this, so I want to get everybody's confidence level when it comes to this week's matchup. How are you feeling? Do you think you're going to get a win?
I'm playing Sean. He is 1-4. I'm getting back in the win column.
I'm going to lose. I play Ryan. Ryan's 0-5, but unfortunately, everybody is on bye for this week for me.
Dude, Ryan's team, that's insane him being 0-5 because
And
he
he's
does
got
have like a
great team.
top.
He has a top 5 team.
He has a top
It's just
5 team in
so-
the league,
they
talent-wise.
They never
Definitely.
play to their
Definitely.
potential on the same week. They're always on and off on different weeks. They're never on together. That's why he's 0-5. So inconsistent.
Jackson, are you feeling confident about our matchup, buddy?
As I said, any given Sunday, it's not over till it's over.
It's not this
But
Sunday.
Keenan Allen is back for your team, Steven.
It's over. I'm saying it right
And
now. It's over.
I don't think I'm going to win, but hey, I didn't think I was going to win against Brendan. You never know.
Stranger
never
things
know.
have happened. If DJ Moore goes off like he did last week, it will be a tough matchup. But hey, we're going to go into another quick song break. When we come back, we are going to get into our bums of the week. And you are not going to want to miss our Fire Me Up topic this week. All of that when we come back.
We are back. We're not back. We're not actually back.
Good stuff, Christian. Good stuff.
The mics are on.
Andrew, you didn't shout my
Off
team.
program.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Hey,
we
what's
did talk about it.
What's
That's
going
L.
on, everybody
That's
in the
L. Sorry,
chat?
buddy.
Everybody that's on Twitch and YouTube. Well, we are currently watching the Braves game right now. Orlando Arcia missed a home run by literal feet. It's not looking good. Nola's looking good right now. I'm not gonna lie, and Citizens Bank is doing what we knew they
Oh, he
would,
did go.
and
Oh,
he's just
he
struck
went.
out.
He went.
So
That's 4 for Aaronola. I
That's
mean,
that's
this is
rough.
It
This
looks
is
like
this
Zach.
is this. Hey, but hey,
To pull off a base running blunder that would make even little leaguers shake their heads in disbelief. With the Braves holding on to one that JT Realmuto just gave the Phillies a lead. So my heart stopped. But then Michael Harris, in epic fashion, dude, I mean, he saved the game. So when he made the catch, we were all going nuts when he made the catch. But then when he made the throw in the infield, I turned my head, and the first thing I noticed was as the ball was headed towards Ozzie, Harper was still rounding second, and then here comes Riley making the cutoff throw, and that place was electric. It was nuts. Easily the greatest sporting event I've ever been to.
All right, Chase.
All right. Well, if y'all remember from last week's show, my controversy had to do with Bill Belichick. Well, welcome to Bum of the Week, and guess what it has to do with?
The Patriots.
Bill Belichick.
Welcome back.
So, I was watching the Pat McAfee show this morning, and they actually brought up his post-game interview from last week's embarrassment against the New Orleans Saints. And you got to think about it. The Patriots, they're 1-4 now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They're down there, buddy. They're down there.
Right. They're 1-4. You know, the Patriots are supposed to be somewhat competitive this year. The fans are asking questions. So the interviewer asked Bill Belichick, he goes, is there going to be a change at quarterback? Belichick just goes, no, there's not. Which, you know, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. Maybe he just likes Mac Jones. This is what really got me. The next question was, what is your plans to change? What's your strategy coming to next week? He goes, we'll run some drills to be better at football.
Great. Yeah,
Like,
no, drills are what's going to fix that
Shouldn't
problem.
that be the standard anyways? Shouldn't every team have that mentality?
Exactly. And it's just like fans are asking questions. They want to know what's going on, and that's what you're going to give them? Belichick, listen to me. Last week, I was like, you know what? They're going to part ways mutually. No, they better fire you right now. This ain't going to be mutual. Fans are asking questions. I'm not even a fan, and I'm asking questions.
Hey, remember the Patriots GM is listening.
Just like Angel Hernandez, Bill
Robert
Belichick,
Kraft.
you're out of here,
Hey,
buddy.
listen here, old man. I know you got 7 Super Bowl rings on you, but we're gonna need you to get out of here.
Back in
because
my day, all we had to do was practice.
without Tom Brady, you're a terrible head coach.
Exactly. You know what? What did Tom Brady do as soon as he left you? He won another Super Bowl.
Sure
what have
did.
you done? Absolutely
Are
nothing.
you saying Belichick is nothing without Brady?
I'm absolutely.
I'm absolutely saying that as well.
It is crazy. No, like Bill Belichick, just look at the evidence. I mean, look at how his success has changed since Tom Brady left the Patriots.
Absolutely.
It ain't there, man.
Okay,
it's just
but
not there.
The thing that I think about though is you got to think about how much that team changed because he went through like. There were some times in New England where their receiving core was not that great. I mean, they had, Randy Moss and, of course, Julian Edelman at one time.
Gronk.
And Gronk. But there were some teams that he had to put together that it's still kind of amazing to think that the Patriots were able to steamroll, especially that 16-0 team. I think without Belichick, that never happens.
Whoa, I disagree.
Without Belichick, they
Respectfully,
do
I
not.
disagree.
They do not go 16-0 without Belichick.
Well,
Jackson.
My bum of the week is Adley Rutschman. Sorry to shout you out, buddy. And, the
Orioles as a whole.
Orioles
Orioles as a whole.
Steven, you mentioned last week that
Yeah.
the Orioles had the talent to make the World Series. I feel like they had the talent to make the ALCS. I don't
Straight
think
up.
World Series. But Adley Rutschman, when you're batting a .083, the Orioles lineup as a whole has to come in clutch. And Rangers, they're looking scary, even without Max Scherzer, without Jacob deGrom. So,
They're going to get beat by the Astros in the American League Championship Series.
I think it's really, really,
I think
really
the Astros
close.
are going to
Really
my
close.
predictions change now, and it's just because of how good the Astros look and like their starting pitching and just how like the Astros offense is built up. I don't think the Texans can make it past
Oh,
the
we
Astros.
just
Not the
hey.
Texans. I don't think the Rangers can make it past the Astros.
Rutschman Sim was on my fantasy team, so thank the Lord he did this in the postseason and not
Postseason,
the
yeah.
regular season.
That's what's just so tough about playoff baseball is that you have to take that same energy that you had all season and bring it into October. And that's something. Listen, the Braves, one of the best offenses that we've seen in baseball for like possibly ever, and they get shut out in their first game. First time they've been shut out at home in like what, a year?
Yeah, I think he said the entire year.
Like that's the type of atmosphere that we're talking about in playoff baseball. I mean, you just don't know when your bat's just going to go cold like that.
I mean, he's young, so give him some credit. It's his first postseason.
Straight up, no. Like he's still one of the best catchers in baseball.
The Orioles are going to be right back next year.
Straight. All right, real quick because we don't have a lot of time. I want to talk about Mario Cristobal, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes,
yes.
with this awful call to just go ahead and run the football when you could have just kneeled and win the football game. But no, you decided to be greedy. I don't know if you were just dumb. I don't know if you were just trying to run out the clock, and if you just didn't know how much time there was left. You ran the ball okay? And then your running back fumbled the football. You gave Georgia Tech the ball with about like 30 seconds left, and Georgia Tech in 2 plays makes it a miraculous throw into the end zone with time running out, and Georgia Tech wins the football game. I don't know Mario Cristobal. Don't know him that well at all. I really don't. But if I'm his boss, I am calling him in for a meeting in the office and saying, dude, what was that? What was that? We are 4-0. We could have been 5-0. We're a ranked team, and you pulled that stunt? Dude, just like Chase said earlier, you are gone, brother.
You have to point the QB kneel in your playbook because he did the same thing years ago when he was the head coach at Oregon. They lost a game because he didn't kneel the ball, which resulted in a turnover. It's unexcusable. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to accomplish by running the ball for 3 yards?
I have no idea. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Fire Me Up.
Fire me up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to stop talking about the Atlanta Braves until this postseason is over. For Fire Me Up today, we have to talk about the Braves' performance in October and so far in the National League Division Series. Because let me tell you right now, the Bats, they cooked, okay? They showed some life in Game 2, okay? I need that energy for the rest of the playoff series, and I'm not seeing it right now, okay? We are still have no runs, and it's still in the top of the third. I feel like the offense is going to cook up a little bit more, but we have to bring some energy for the rest of this series because I do not want to have to watch Philadelphia win another series against our team in Philadelphia. No, you at least win a game in Philadelphia, bring it back to Atlanta, and prove why you're the best team in baseball.
Hey, like Andrew said many times, we were blessed with the opportunity to go to the game. Now, we were sitting in left field, Philly fans all around. And for the first 5.5 innings, they had us. They were up our throats. When I tell you, the moment our offense heated up, especially Riley's home run and especially double play in the game, buddy, I was tapping on the Phillies fan in front of me and I was waving him by. I was like, have a nice flight to Philadelphia. I mean, oh my gosh, I hate Red October. I hate it.
Can't stand it, man. They're waving their red towels all over the place in Citizens Bank right now. They're cheering like crazy. It's Citizens Bank Park. We knew that they were going to bring the energy, but let me tell you something, okay? We have the best offense in baseball. Act like it. Work the counts. Hit some foul balls. Make sure Aaron Nola's pitch count goes up. We have to play like we are the best team. We cannot sit here and play to our competition anymore. If you want another ring, if you want to have another parade here in Atlanta, you have to have some offense. Let's get it going. Acuna, play like the MVP that I know you are.
The MVP is up to bat right now. 1-1 count. Ball up high. It's 2-1. Listen. I came in here. I opened up my closet looking for my wardrobe. I was like, what should I put on today? First thing I grab, my Austin Riley 2021 World Series, jersey, decked out in gold. I decided, you know what? Let me grab my ring while I'm at it, because I got 9 fingers. This needs to occupy. There's a hit down the line.
That's a double. That's a double.
We're cooking right now. I brought out my Strider chain. He's not pitching tonight, but he's pitching tomorrow night. And you know what, fellas? I brought out the good old-fashioned cowboy hat. You know why, guys? You know why? Because it's prime time. It's time we wake up. Now, I'm not talking about, Oregon and USC prime time. I'm talking about just prime time in general. MVP just got a hit. We got to run in scoring position, guys. This series is done. If we win tonight, Strider is ending it tomorrow. The stash is going to get it done.
We saw Game 1, Phillies 3-0. We saw Game 2, Braves came back with a 5-4. It's a toss-up. I still think Philly is going to win. You guys got to watch out for guys like Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper, who's your father, by the way, and an underrated player in that Phillies lineup, Bryson Stott.
Yeah. That's cool. He's our father. Well, you know what our father did in Game 2? He went around second base. And by the way, the Atlanta Braves, as soon as Acuna comes around to score, is up 1-0, baby. Let's go.
Aussie Albies.
I'm telling you right now, the offense is back, baby. We are on a roll right now. Listen, last time in Philadelphia, we didn't even have a lead. We got a lead right now. So let me tell you right now, Bryce Harper's our father. That's fine. You know what Bryce Harper did on game 2? Hey, Twins, why did you tell me what Bryce Harper did? Because we just had a whole rant about it.
Let me tell you what Bryce Harper did. First off, buddy, he struck out one time at the plate. I don't just correct me. Did he have a hit that game?
He did. He went 1 for 4. 1 for 4.
And the only run that he scored was because Travis d'Arnaud threw the ball, somehow overthrew Arcia. But listen, there's a man I want to shout out there. I know he's listening. Wyatt Lee, a good buddy of mine, Catfish Cowboy. He was at the game with me. He is a big believer in Spencer Strider. Let me tell you what's going to happen when Bryce Elder pitches his 5 innings and we bring in, our amazing bullpen. Bullpen to me
Kirby
is,
Yates,
is
AJ
a lot
Minter,
better.
Iglesias.
If you're asking me, we had the more superior bullpen.
100%.
100%.
You want to know how I know that? Because Hoffman, by the way, threw a hanging slider to Riley and he hit that thing into their bullpen. So that's what I'm telling you right now. If there's anything that I can bank on when it comes to this series, is that our bullpen, unlike last year, Philadelphia's bullpen was actually really good last year, not this year. No. Alvarado can get got. Hoffman can get got. And let me tell you, watching Kimbrel over the last years, he's had a good season this year. He can get got.
All we have to do is just hit the fastball. Because that's all the bullpen throws. If we can locate the fastball, we are hitting moonshots out of the park, just like Austin Riley's about to do again right here.
Hold on, let's look at this.
Oh, okay. Riley's up to bat. It's
live,
a 0-2 count.
Live reactions. Here we go, fellas.
It's a ball up. So Riley's trying to fight. We got Ozzy on first right now. Look, it's so tough trying to do this. We've done this entire show and we're sitting there. We're going back and forth. We have a TV in the studio.
It's stressful.
It's a little stressful. We are hype though. We are hype, and that is what I love about this team, man. After last night, man. I'm a full believer. That's the type of win that can carry you through a World Series. Right there. Riley, nope, he's got that. But I'm telling you right now, because of what happened not last night, what happened on Monday, we have that momentum now. Okay, we can take this. We can take this series in Philadelphia and not win it back in Atlanta. Since Spencer Strider is going tomorrow, we can win it in Citizens Bank Park and finally get the revenge that we need to get after last year and finally beat Philadelphia in the playoffs.
It was so big that we got to win in game 2 because we needed. Because let me tell you, we lose game 2, it's swept. We're swept. We're done. Aaron Nola, because he's pitching a great game, like I said, minus the run. But
like you said about Philadelphia's bullpen. All we had to do is get Aaron Nola out early. And right now, he's already at 45 pitches. We're cooking him up. And then Matt Olson, 2-1 home right here, is going to cook him up a little more. But all we got to do is get him out, bring in that weaker bullpen that Philadelphia has. And I think we got game 3 secured. And then, buddy, we are not losing with Strider on the mound tomorrow.
As I said, I'm a Cardinals fan, but we remember the last 2 times that Spencer Strider played against the Phillies. If Ranger Suarez has a game like he did game 1, y'all better watch out.
Are you saying Strider pitched a bad game in game 1?
He looked great game 1.
Strider was truly only responsible for 2 of those runs. The first run was
2 out of 3. That's like 66% of the runs.
Okay, I understand. I'm not going to go back to the controversial call. We already talked
about it. And our offense is to blame for that.
Look, the only listen, Spencer Strider had 2 mistakes in that game. It was a throw back into the crowd. That was terrible. And then he had a hanging slider to Bryce Harper into the over the wall. Spencer Strider, yes. I told you. Listen, I told the Twins this before game 1. We know Spencer Strider, okay? He is at least going to give up 1 or 2 runs. But let me tell you what he also did. He had how many strikeouts? 7? He was carving them up.
It was 6 or 7.
He was 9. Remember, because our buddy Catfish Cowboy got it on the money.
It was 7 innings of great baseball pitching, and he was wanting to go 8. And that's the type of energy that he is bringing. Spencer Strider is an ace of this staff.
The score is 2-0 if he doesn't give the fans a souvenir, and if our offense was clicking, we win that game, Jackson.
Straight up.
As I said, if the Braves lose this series, get ready for Morgan Wallen to drop another single. The 23 Braves, 25-year anniversary.
That's only the 700th time you've told that joke.
Yeah, it was not. It was maybe funny the first time, and I put in a hard maybe asterisk over that.
I chuckled. I chuckled.
I sniffed a little bit. It was more so
like
my
there
allergies.
was some air that came between my teeth when he made that joke. But all right. Oh man, all right, that was a great fire me up, man. I'm fired up for the rest of this National League Division Series. I think the Braves, we're not gonna win it in Game 5. You know why? Because we're gonna win it in Game 4. We need to sweep them in Philadelphia, and we need to take this series home. And we need to face who looks like the Diamondbacks, because the Dodgers are looking worse than the Braves are.
Hey, shout out to
Hey,
Corbin Carroll, man.
Diamondbacks are a little scary. I mean, you
Shout
got
out.
Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, who have
Corbin
been
Carroll.
playing
Corbin
insane.
Carroll.
Braves
Corbin
in
Carroll's
five.
been insane.
Braves in
Hey,
5.
shout out to Sports Pack. They're going to be on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Make sure you tune into that. And also, hey, I am looking forward to this flag football game that we got going on between Sports Out of Pocket and Sports Pack. But with all that being said, it's Andrew, it's Chase, it's Jackson behind the board. We had our man Christian, and I am your host, Stephen Lambert. We will see you next week.
You are now listening to WSN Wolf Sports Network.